evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for joining our show again tonight on Elaine's Extreme Paranormal channel. Tonight we'll mainly be discussing EVPs, how to capture them, how to analyze them, and the types of EVPs that you can get. So please stay tuned, and we'll listen to the rest of the song and start the show. Thank you. Well, that song is my new theme song for the show, folks. I hope you enjoy it. It's called Only You and You Alone. It's done by the Frank Porcell Orchestra. And the reason that I took that song was years ago in 1959, to be exact, there was a radio announcer on radio station CFRB 1010. It was an AM radio station. And Earl Warren was the one who used that song as his theme song. His show was entitled The House of Warren. So I've always loved that song. It took me a great amount of time to try to find the exact one, but that's the one that's it. So let's move right along and get into our theme tonight. We're discussing EVPs, types of EVPs, ways to obtain EVPs, and how to analyze them. If you have any questions, please feel free to put them on right from the channel here, or put them in the Facebook group, Elaine's Extreme Paranormal channel. And either way, we will get to them and get you an answer as soon as possible. Okay, so let's get on with the show here and just get going. There are different types of EVPs. One is a Class A. Class A EVPs are 100% audible. They come through loud and clear. They're intelligible words, not just random noises. Nothing is really needed to enhance these EVPs, as they are able to be understood perfectly by the naked ear. The Class B EVP, these are audible to the naked ear, but there is some doubt as to what's being said, so they do require some analysis. Class C EVPs are barely audible. They require enhancement in order to be heard. The voice may come through very faintly. There's no question something is there, but just what is being said is not quite clear. The Class D EVP, these aren't really good enough to classify as evidence of paranormal activity. So usually they're just removed, they're ignored. They're not usually published as they're not definitive proof. Okay, there are several different ways to take EVPs. You can use your voice recorder, such as I have right here. This is just a cheap, what, $45, $49, something like that. I got it at the Source. And any kind of voice recorder will do. So you can lay the voice recorder down with an exterior mic extended, ask a question, then walk away for about 10 to 20 minutes. Play the recording back to see what, if anything's being taped. Sometimes you can amaze yourself what's on there. And as well, if you have an extended mic on it, then quite often it will eliminate that hum that you hear when your voice recorder is on. Sometimes you'll hear a hum if you don't have an exterior mic. So that's just an idea for you to make sure you get real nice, concise, clear EVPs as best you can. What you could also do is lay the recorder down with the mic extended and stay there asking questions, pausing for responses. And you should wait for at least 15 seconds before you ask the next question. You got to give the spirits time to respond. Another way that you could obtain EVPs is to carry the recorder around with you as you walk from room to room. Stop, ask a question, pause for the answer, then move on to the next stop. You could stop and play it back immediately, or you could just keep going from room to room to room. And then when you're all finished with your investigation, then see what you come up with. Okay, there are some tips as well. If you're using a tape recorder, such as a reel-to-reel or a cassette, make sure that you get good tape It will cost more, but it's worth it in the long run. They're more reliable. They will increase the clarity of the voices that you capture. So the difference in the cost is worth it in the long run. Wherever possible, use an external microphone. This will drastically cut down on the motor noises and internal sounds from the recording device. Extend the mic away from the unit when recording. A parabolic mic is great, and it can easily be made at minimal cost. I know because I made my own. So I just use an old interior TV antenna. It's a dish that's all yay big around. And what I got, excuse me, what I got was a lapel mic. And I ran the lapel mic up through the interior of the dish. It works fantastically. It really does enhance the sound. Okay, another little tip. When you're at the beginning of your recording session, state your name, the number of other people present, their names. State your location, the date, and the time. Also, if you can remember, state weather conditions. This can be very helpful later on when you're analyzing your results. When you do talk, just do it in a normal voice. Whispering can sound like a ghost voice when you're playing back the tape. So don't whisper when you're asking questions, and you don't have to shout either. The ghosts can hear you perfectly clearly, just by you speaking in an ordinary, normal voice. Okay, vary your questions. A spirit can become quite disinterested if your questions are boring, and they'll just not bother to respond. Remember to pause between questions in order to give the spirits time to respond before you ask your next question. As you are recording, be sure to make verbal or written notes of any sounds or noises so as not to confuse it with something paranormal during playback. For example, you bang into something. During the recording, just say, that was me, that noise was me, I made that sound, or whatever, however you want to word it. It's fine. Just as long as you know when you're playing back, you're not going to be confused with that sound and think it's something paranormal when it's not. If your recording has a sensitivity level, adjust it to the highest level possible. A spirit voice is usually very faint, and anything we can do to enhance the level will certainly help for playback. And when you're playing back, it never hurts to put your questions and your answers, it never hurts to put them on an enhancement program such as WavePad or Acoustica, so you can analyze it and get right into the nitty-gritty of it. If you have to increase your volume on it, then that will work really well for you. Another thing I can't stress enough, when you're talking to spirits, be polite. I know it might sound crazy, but these people were once living human beings, and now they're in spirit. So you're trying to communicate with spirits of once living human beings, so you always want to maintain a positive attitude and expect to get results. Never try to provoke or aggravate spirits in order to elicit a response, because you might receive more than you bargained for. And please never refer to these spirits as it. Remember, they were once alive just as you and I are right now. And one day, we're going to be in their shoes. During playback, it's advised that you use earphones and completely cover your ears in order to prevent distractions while you're reviewing them. Now, when it comes to speaking with spirits, you might feel awkward at first, but speak as though the ghost is right in front of you. Don't be afraid to ask open-ended or basic yes or no questions, such as, is anyone here with us tonight? You can also ask, what is your name? Ask the spirits if they mind if you take their picture. I know I made that mistake on New Year's Eve. I was going to have a little party and invite the spirits to come along, and I had the cameras all set up. I never got a thing. Nothing. What I had forgotten to do was ask permission to take any pictures. So they can very easily just decide not to show up, or they can very easily decide to turn your cameras off. Anything. They can really kind of mess up. Okay, so ask the spirits if you mind taking a picture of the room that you're in. It's usually a good idea to stress that you're just there to investigate and observe, but you're not there to create trouble with them or ask them to leave, anything like that. Any equipment that you're using, explain what you're using. For example, you might say, this device that I'm holding is an audio recorder. If you come close to me and speak into it, it will pick up your voice. Even if I can't hear you, the machine can. Capturing and analyzing electronic voice phenomena, or EVP, is more involved than many people realize, and this lack of understanding results in shoddy results at best. Properly recording EVPs takes thought and preparation. Without appropriate thought and preparation, any analysis of the evidence collected holds little water. Remember, EVPs are electrical impulses. They're not audible to the participants while the recording session is going on, unless, of course, you're getting Class A EVPs. Voices are audible, but they're considered disembodied voices, not EVPs. Effective EVP capturing takes into account our sensory shortcomings, and it involves methods for countering those flaws. Just pressing record on your device doesn't really accomplish any of this. And analyzing the recording isn't that simple either. Just as pressing record isn't quite good enough to get the kind of results that you're looking for. You can share with others to be scrutinized. Pressing play isn't good enough for seriously reviewing the recording. This is where the complexities of the human brain shine through, even more prominently than it does when you're recording. During the recording session, it's easy for us to miss things that we probably shouldn't have missed because we were focusing our energy on other matters. Listening to the playback of a recording session opens up a new flaw in our minds, and that is the brain's desire to make sense of what we're hearing. You want it to say a certain thing. And sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. And you can easily fool yourself into thinking that you're hearing entirely something different. One of the biggest issues to look for when listening back in an EVP recording session is apophenia, or more specifically entitled pareidolia. It's literally, you're hearing what you want to hear. Apophenia is the term used for the mind's determination to make sense out of random information by trying to find patterns or something familiar out of what you're hearing. When it comes to sound and vision, pareidolia is the label given to that specific kind of apophenia. It can cause us to hear words or voices in audio tracks where there really are no words or voices to be heard. When you want to hear voices in seemingly random noise, it's easy to psych yourself into hearing what's not really there just because you're looking for something or you expect something. So if you're not really hearing it, sometimes you'll try to make your brain believe that you actually are picking something up. So you do have to be careful with that. If it's not psychology interfering with the process of identifying EVPs, it's the lack of taking appropriate measures to control the environment as much as possible to better prevent the misidentification of sounds picked up by the recording device. Without such careful planning and protocol being implemented, very little value or validity can be given to any results that might be captured, no matter how legitimate they might seem or actually be. We do have on our website on www.freelanceparanormalinvestigations.com, we have a special page where we do have some actual EVPs listed, and you're certainly free to go and listen to them at any time. So, all right, that being said, I do have a special little treat that I'm hoping, don't mind me, I'm just trying to get this worked up here so we can get right to it. What I'm planning on doing tonight, folks, is having a live session just to see if we can get a hold of anyone. Now, before the show started, I've already prayed for protection, so I don't have to do that now. It's just a case of turning the spirit box on, see what we can get. Okay. Now, any hour now. I'm sorry for the delay. We're getting kind of a little problem here getting the page up. Okay, now what I'm using on my tablet right now, folks, is WavePad. So that's what I'm going to turn on now. And I'm going to record it, what we're getting here, and then play it back and see if we can't analyze it. so you can just kind of get an idea how it goes. Okay, so I'm going to start. I hope you can hear that. Hi, my name is Elaine. Is there anyone there who would like to speak with me this evening, please? I mean to no disrespect. I just want to speak with someone who's friendly, nobody evil, no demons. Is there someone there who would like to say hello, please? Now, to me, that sounded like mummy, but it could well be something entirely different when we analyze it. My name's Elaine. Would someone please come back? Give me a response. EVPs are funny things. Sometimes you get a lot. Other times you'll just get a bunch of random noise. Come away with nothing. Is there anyone there who would love to say hello? I'd love to speak with you. Well, I am getting some radio sound in there. I'm going to turn this antenna down a little bit. Is there anyone there who would like to say hello this evening? My name is Elaine. Will you come back to me, please? I think it's making a liar to me tonight. Sorry about that. Okay, anyone who has come through, thank you very much. I'm going to do some analysis right now. Bear in mind, those of you who have come through cannot remain here. You cannot attach yourself in any way, shape, or form. Jesus Christ is the protector. He will not allow that to happen. Thank you. Good night for now. Okay, that was just a brief session. Now I've got that recorded on here on WavePad. So let's just see what we get if we can get it to play. Interesting. Oh dear. Now it shows that it's there, but it doesn't want to play for some silly reason. Oh. Not too much you can do about it, I guess. You don't want me to sit here whining about it, so. Anyway. Okay, we'll just have to chalk that up as a bad experience, I'm afraid. It does not seem to want to cooperate. Okay. Okay, so anyway, that in a nutshell is mainly how you can get EVPs. Quite often people too have obtained EVPs by just using their camera and not even asking any questions. Sometimes it's amazing how many EVPs you can get that way. So just try it. Try it for the heck of it. See what you think of it. But like I say, please just try to remember to be polite with the spirits that you're talking with. Try not to whisper and try not to shout. And please be sure to remember to say thank you when you're done. Because, I don't know, myself, I'd like to hear a thank you every once in a while, and I'm sure that the spirits do too when they're good enough to come back to us. So, okay, in view of that, it's going to be a short show tonight, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm solo, and I'm sure you don't want to be listening to me rattling on all night. So anyway, we've only run in about 23 minutes at the time being, so. However, if I could have got this thing to work, it would have been ideal, but it doesn't seem to want to. So, okay. We could, I suppose, try another EVP session. Just see what we get. Okay. Here we go. Hello there, this is Elaine back again. Anyone there want to say hello tonight? Anyone there like to say hello this evening? I'd love to talk with you. Maybe it's too early in the evening. Is there anyone there willing to speak with us tonight? My name is Elaine. Could you give me your name? I'm trying to find someone to speak to tonight. Are you willing to speak with me? If you are, come on in and speak. Not sure what that was. Would you like to speak with me this evening? Come on back. Did you say yes? Well, actually, I think what's happening is we're just getting random noise. Okay, if anyone has come through, thank you. Bear in mind, you may not remain here or attach yourself. Jesus is the protector, will not allow that. Thank you. Bye for now. Okay. Well, it seems that something's playing around with me tonight. I can't get the wavepad to work so we can analyze this on the air. I was hoping to, but it's making a liar out of me. And I can see the file sitting right here, but it just does not seem to want to cooperate with me tonight. I don't know why. Oh well. However, I hope the show's been of some interest to you. If you have any questions, please be sure and post them either from the channel or the Facebook page, Elaine's Extreme Paranormal channel. In the meantime, I think what I will do now is sign off, and thank you so much for coming. I appreciate it. Bye for now. God bless.